Hi turtles, welcome to Grammar. Today is Monday, March 29th, 2021. Now, today for grammar, we are going to read in your Journeys book. So if you don't already have it out, you are welcome to take out your book and turn to page 306. 306 in your hardcover Journeys book. Now we are going to read about irregular verbs. So this word, irregular, something is irregular, it's not regular, it's different. So irregular verbs are verbs that don't really follow like the normal pattern. We have to learn how to use these types of verbs. So let's read together. Again, this is page 306. The verbs have and has can be used to tell what someone has right now. Read that out loud with me. The verbs have and has can be used to tell what someone has right now. Okay. The verb had can be used to tell what someone had in the past. So had is telling about the past. The verbs do and does can be used to tell what someone does right now. So do and does can be used to tell what someone does right now. The verb did can be used to tell what someone did in the past. So did is in the past. So notice we're talking about verbs when we use them in writing and in our speech. Right, when we're talking about now, or we're talking about in the past. Past tense. So normally when we are talking about something in the past, we would add ed, but these verbs, again, they're not regular, they're irregular verbs. So instead of adding ed, we have to change the whole word. So for example, if we look at the now box, it says, I have a goat. She has a goat. So have and has are both talking about right now. You would use this verb have when you're talking about, or using the pronouns, when you're using the pronouns I, we, you, or they. So I have a goat, we have a goat, you have a goat, they have a goat. Wow, lots of people have goats. But we use this has when we use the pronouns he, she, or it. He has a goat, she has a goat, it has a goat. That one doesn't really make sense in this sentence, but we would use has with it. Now, if we're talking about in the past, we would change that verb to had. I had a goat when I was young. She had a goat a year ago. Notice how both pronouns, we just use that word had. So have and has are happening right now, but had is in the past. Okay, let's look at the other verb, or verbs. We do nice work. So notice our verb do. We use this word do when we use the pronouns we, you, and they. We do nice work. You do nice work. They do nice work. All of those make sense. He does nice work. For the pronouns he, she, and it, we would use the word does. He does nice work. She does nice work. It does nice work. This is talking about now, in the present. Now for the past tense, we say did. We did nice work yesterday. He did nice work last night. Notice how just like for had, we use the same verb for all the pronouns. Did. So in the present, we used do and does, but in the past, did. Let's look at this page right next to it. When you write, make sure you use the right form for the verbs in your sentences. The verb should match the subject of the sentence. So the subject of the sentence will either be a noun or a pronoun. And remember, pronouns take the place of nouns, like those words we were just talking about. He, she, it, they, we, you. Those are taking the place of a noun. So let's read this. My uncle have many mugs in his store. That is the wrong way to say it. We have to use the word has. My uncle has many rugs in his store. That is correct. Last month, I does some work for him. Doesn't sound right, huh? That's because we need to use the word did. Last month, I did some work for him. Because last month, we're talking about in the past. Okay, now it's your turn to try this out. So take out your reader's notebook, and you're going to turn to page 113. 113. Now this page focuses on have, has, and had. And the top part right here reminds you of what I just taught you. It tells you to use have and has for the present, for now, and to use had for something that happened in the past. And it also gave you some examples. Your job is to read these sentences and look at the subject, the noun, to figure out which word you should use. After you complete that, you're going to do the same thing, but with the other verbs we learned about. Do, does, and did. Now this is on page 116. Again, at the top, it tells you to use do and does for the present, now, and use did for the past. Use this box to remind you, and then complete this bottom part. After you do both of these pages, turn in a picture on Seesaw so that your teachers can check it. And remember that we will leave comments on them. So make sure that you look at your inbox, at your messages, to see what we have to say. Because if you make any mistakes or anything, we'll let you know, we'll help you figure it out. So make sure that you are looking at those messages. And if you have time before lunch, go on Lexia. If you do not, you can go on later in the day during Finish Me. Thank you so much.